our box office talk here. If we, yes, here we go.
So, Deadpool Wolverine pulled off the rare three-peat, where
Hmm.
it had its third weekend at number one, despite some actually really good competition from It Ends With Us.
Hmm.
Now, what's interesting there is that, well, first off, my father and I contributed to that Deadpool and Wolverine victory, so
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
with the Saturday matinee last week.
yeah,
What I'll say is that considering it was a third weekend for an R-rated movie at 12:30 on a Saturday afternoon, 12:50 I think.
yeah.
Uh, that 53 million is nothing to sneeze at. Like
No.
that's roughly as big as a lot of movie like of the blockbusters from earlier in the year, like Planet of the Apes actually opened at.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of movies that came out this year that would have killed to have an opening like Deadpool's third weekend.
Yep. Also, kind of interesting that uh, It Ends With Us had such a nice opening in August because
Yeah.
that's the dead zone as we're going to see in a minute here.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it proved that if you can stagger things out, because it ends with us is basically a nice bit of counter programming compared to Deadpool, Wolverine, Twisters, Despicable Me 4, and Inside Out. Because there really hasn't been anything. Okay, like it sounds like Inside Out is doing very well with adult women.
Hmm.
It seems like that's what's driving it, but it isn't really made for them. Where It Ends With Us is a adaptation of a popular. I don't know if it technically qualifies as romance. It's definitely a drama because about a. I feel weird spoiling a movie I haven't seen and probably won't see.
Yeah.
But it basically it comes off as a romance movie, and that may not be entirely true by the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's sinister undertones in the movie.
Yes. Meanwhile, continuing down the list here, Twisters fourth weekend brings another 15 million. If only they hadn't spent 200 million on the darn thing.
Yeah, they would have actually made money on it. Way to go, Universal.
Stay smart.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I harped on that, it probably, if it keeps legging out like this, it'll probably make some money once it goes to Amazon or Netflix or whoever they have their licensing deal with for this type of movie.
Yeah. They might break even at some point. Um,
But you know who never will break even on their movie?
yeah. Uh,
Borderlands.
well,
Daniel, do you remember that episode of South Park where they were commenting on the whole mass mockery of Britney Spears when she shaved her head and went a little unstable for a bit there?
yes, I remember
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Whereas like they treated it like we always have to pick a young woman and she's the sacrifice to make the corn grow. We can't kill them like we used to, so instead we relentlessly harass them into the ground at a certain point in their careers.
Yeah.
That's what Borderlands has been because nobody is defending this turkey.
Yeah.
Like the first positive review was Grace Randolph, and her review is positive because she likes Kate Blanchett and was giving it the benefit of the doubt of it being close to the source material, as I recall from the review I saw.
Ooh, from everything I've heard, it's not close to the source material.
Yeah, it's like no, Uwe Boll wouldn't have made a movie that looked that much like it because he would have bought the rights for like $20,000 and a sandwich, and
Yeah.
then been given a budget of like 2 million. So it would have been much cheaper.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's roughly the same cinematic quality as an Uwe Boll movie. It feels like it feels like a video game adaptation that's 20 years out of time.
Oh,
in terms of the actual like quality of it.
and you would think that I believe the movie was directed by Eli Roth, and you'd think he would know better.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I mean, among the things I've heard about this movie are that the casting is all wrong.
Mm,
People are playing characters who are clearly written to be 20 to 30 years younger than they are.
yeah.
Kevin Hart is playing a stoic guy who's supposed to be tall.
Kevin Hart is neither of those things.
No, it's just like a misfire on every level, and so it opened to a whopping 8 million, which I've seen like some clips of various movie YouTube channels with their predictions about the opening, and nobody was. I don't think I heard anybody predict lower than 20.
Oof.
I
Yeah.
think the other thing with Borderlands is that its time in the sun has passed
Mm,
because it is so Le Redditor humor.
oof. Yeah. Hey,
Like,
Ninja, good to see you.
hey Ninja,
Yeah.
like it just seems like it's the type of thing that was extremely popular 25 years or not 25, 10 years ago or so, like very mid 2010s.
Mhm.
But they didn't even do that right.
Jeez. Uh, well, I never played Borderlands, so I can't comment on it. But
I played it through a little bit, but the trouble was I was playing it through with somebody who is a professional game dev. So he was just like, and he had played the game through several times, so he was just bending the game over, like leaving me in the dust. It's like, where are you? I wanted to look at the things in the game. Oh, you already killed all the monsters. Okay.
yeah. Gee, thanks.
Yeah, I kind of gave up about an hour into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Anyhow, going down the list, there really isn't anything too interesting on here. You're continuing to see Despicable Me and Inside Out, Leg Out, but they're getting towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Last week's Whipping Boy, Harold and the Purple Crayon, cratered another 50% for a total of 12 million after 2 weekends. So
Oof. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's about it. I think that the lesson we learned here is that if you're going to rip off Guardians of the Galaxy, do it right, like they did for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Actually, no, wait. Let me rephrase that. If you're going to market your movie like it's a Guardian of the Galaxy ripoff, actually like make it a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff.
Yeah.
I also want to say, clearly the movie theaters know that everybody still wants to see Deadpool and Wolverine because there was an unconscionable number of trailers before my showing.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, it must have been like 30, 40 minutes worth,
Oh, jeez.
or at least it felt like that much.
I, that's a big reason I really don't like going to movies anymore. Is in not just the trailers, but also like the commercials before the trailers. It's just
Uh,
like
See, those I almost find kind of interesting just because, like, they'll do like little snippets about different TV shows and whatnot. But
yeah.
so you get some, or you can get a sense of what they're trying to market. But man, I was just done after all those trailers. And
Yeah.
there were some trailers there for movies I was specifically avoiding watching the trailers because I didn't care. So,
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah.